Hi, everybody. We're here with Billy Donovan for his pregame media availability, and he's going to start off with a quick statement before we get to questions.
So I know it's come out publicly about some of our players. You know, they're currently in health and safety protocol by the NBA. There's not really more that I can talk about on the topic. Obviously, this just happened not too long ago. You know, so as it relates to rotations and starting lineups, probably right after I do this, we're going to sit down and talk as a staff a little bit. I think this is something I've been talking about for a while. You know, that you've got to, you know, stay flexible and different things can happen, and you got to be able to be able to handle them. So, you know, obviously a lot for us to digest and deal with going into this game with the number of people that are out. But we've got to, you know, find ways to, you know, throughout the course of the game, you know, maximize and utilize, you know, the players that we have available.
All right, thank you. We'll start with Casey Johnson here.
I'm sorry if I missed the latest update then, Billy, but is Lowry included in that? What's his status with his calf situation? Thank you.
I would say that he was questionable coming into the game, probably very similar to last game, was probably going to go out and warm up as it relates to his calf to see how he felt. So we never really got the opportunity to do that. So like a couple other guys, he's in the, you know, health and safety protocols with the league.
Okay, I had not seen that latest update, so thanks for that. Yep. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Joe Cowley, go ahead.
Joe, is that a little protein shake you got going on there right now? You trying to buff up there or something? I look.
No, we just.
Or is that kind of a milkshake? That maybe no, protein, some wheatgrass or something? You know.
The protein shake with kale and spinach.
Nice, nice.
Billy, what do you talk to the league and say, hey, from a competitive standpoint, let's bang this game? I mean, is that discussed, or what is the exact rules as far as how many bodies, how many working, functioning bodies you can be down and still be competitive and say, hey, this is either worth it or not worth it?
Yeah, Joe, I think it's a great question. I don't want to misrepresent the league here in any way, but my understanding is that if you have 8 available players, they'd like to see you play the game.
But they don't care about experience or anything like that, right?
I don't think so. I mean, the only thing that would probably be worth looking into would probably end up being the Houston situation when they obviously postponed a game. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not really part of those conversations. I was part of them last night late, not with the league, but with our medical staff. And then we had to do more testing again this morning. You know, we had to leave an hour early to come over, you know, for a 5 o'clock game. We left the hotel at 2 to do more testing again. So there's a lot that we've had to deal with. I'm not really in those conversations as it relates to, you know, anything that the league's talking to medical people about here at the Bulls. I'm just getting relayed information, decisions that are being made.
And one more thing, do you know if does this carry on through tomorrow? I mean, have you been told be prepared to be shorthanded for a couple of days? Do you know the extent of it or how long this is going to go on?
My guess is yes, it's going to go on here for a period of time. How long, I'm really unsure of that. I think the daily testing helps bring some clarity to where guys are at. But, you know, again, I don't know how long it would be, but I do anticipate it being some time.
Thanks, Billy.
Yep, you're welcome.
Arnell, go ahead.
Thanks, Kristen. Billy, kind of like Casey, I'm unaware of the situation you guys are facing right now. And I just looked at the injury report that was submitted at 1:30 Eastern and no one's listed on it. Can you tell us who's available and who is not?
Yeah, so right now, Larry Markkinen is out. Ryan Arch is out. Sato is out. And Hutch is out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mike McGraw, you're up.
Oh, I was going to ask the same question because all I saw was Hutchinson on the 1:30 report. So I think that's all I have.
All right. Andy Auger.
Hi, Billy. Hope you're well. I wanted to ask you, because of the unique circumstances this season, there are times like this one where you're facing the same team in the same arena in the same 3 days, which only really happened in the playoffs before. From a coaching standpoint, what do you feel becomes easier in these circumstances, and what becomes perhaps tougher than how games are usually spaced out?
Well, I think from a preparation standpoint, you're looking at things that, you could do better on both ends of the floor. I think you're also speculating and guessing and trying to look at what may be some possible adjustments they may make, what possible adjustments we need to make. And then I think to your point, we're never really in these situations where you stay in a place for a period of time like we have in playing Washington twice. We did it twice in the preseason against Oklahoma City and then Houston. So it is a little bit different. I think the mindset, of coming, ready to play and seeing the same team again for a second time is the mental approach is important. But you had a day in between games yesterday. We had a practice. We cleaned up things that we needed to improve upon. We, added and tried to adjust to some things that, we feel like we may see, here today. Just in terms of how we were being defended, how we were being guarded, and what may happen. It may or may not happen. I don't know, but you want to be prepared. And at the same point, I don't think you want to overload your players with too much what ifs, what could possibly happen. But I think from a coaching staff standpoint, you want to review and talk about those things. So again, identity, how we need to play, what we're looking to do. Do we execute that and do we play to that level? And then, again, like we're playing as a team on the road that we beat last game, and they're going to come out and they're going to give great effort. They gave great effort last game, but they're going to come out and play well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's like we have one more from Rob Schaefer.
Hey, Billy. Wanted to ask, with Becky Hammon last night becoming the first woman to serve as a head coach in the NBA, I was wondering if you had a reaction to that, kind of as you saw that piece of history get made last night.
Yeah, man, I think it's great. Becky's been there for a while. Obviously, I think she's very trusted by Pop. My son was with the Spurs G League team, and he spoke very, very highly of Becky. Actually, a couple of years ago with the head coaches meeting here in Chicago, we did some things on the court, and Pop wasn't able to be there because I think of the Olympic team, and Becky came. I had a chance and opportunity to spend some time with her, and great person, obviously a terrific coach, and it was great to see her get that opportunity. And I know that probably whenever it is, there's only 30 NBA jobs. It's hard to be a head coach in this league. I understand that and respect that, but certainly she's going to be someone I think that is always going to be considered for a head coaching position.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
One more from Casey Johnson.
Yeah, sorry, Billy. Because I did not get this update, so now we have the players, but now that I'm wrapping my brain around it, I know you touched on this a little bit, but if you wouldn't mind kind of going through the protocol, like you said, you came over early for testing, so if you can just kind of take us through what you're able to tell us, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that obviously, and we've said this, I think from all along, I think the league has said this, we want to keep everybody as safe and as healthy as we possibly can. I think we're trying to take the necessary precautions to do things to, that enforce, the guidelines that have been asked for us to follow. And, but, you've got situations where, the NBA, makes decisions and has to look at the safety of the players and the teams and organizations. And I understand that. So, the only thing I can really comment on is that, these are decisions that are being made at the NBA level, and the only thing I can comment on is that these are kind of the health and safety protocols that the league has put in place that they're following. So, that's all I can really get into and say about it, just because I think the league wants it that way, just because of the laws and privacy and those kind of things. But, that's where it's at, and that's what's going on. And, when I was mentioning, we'll continue to test on a regular basis like we always do, and just try to make sure that everybody can stay healthy.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Billy, can you answer this question? Is Lowry out today because of the calf situation, or is it something else?
Yeah, so I think the calf situation was very similar to it was last game. I think I got asked, was he going to play, and he was going through his warm-up. He would have warmed up today. I think he was on the injury report is questionable. We wanted to see how he was feeling. He is not out for his calf, but he could have been out for his calf. But right now, he didn't even get the opportunity to warm up and even test the calf out. So he's out, like I said, with the rest of those guys for the health and safety protocols by the league.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Darnell?
Billy, I have a logistics question. If there are health and safety concerns, can these guys fly back home with you?
I think that's a great question, Darnell, and that's something I think that the league and our medical staff are going to have to work through and work around. I don't have an answer to that right now. This has been going on. I think when we got news of it, I know we put it out there pretty quickly. So like I said, as it relates to even how we're going to play this game from a standpoint of rotations, I've got to figure that out after we finish up with you guys. But that's the other part of it. Like you just mentioned, do these guys have to stay here? Do they get put up in housing? Do they stay in a hotel? Do they fly back? Like, I don't even know any of that right now. That's something I think the league and the medical staff are going to have to talk about, but that's certainly going to be a topic of discussion.
I say this in all sincerity. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Darnell. Thank you.
All right, that's it today, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Billy.
Yep, you're welcome.